Senator Ron Johnson, during a hearing on Tuesday, accused Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas of mischaracterizing the department's efforts and called for his resignation. The heated exchange occurred during Mayorkas' testimony on the Department of Homeland Security's budget request, in which Johnson grilled Mayorkas on migration data related to the U.S. Mexico border as migrant encounters have reached record levels over the past 2 years. The senator frequently cut off Mayorkas, making it difficult for him to answer the questions being asked. At one point, Johnson estimated that between 4 million and 5 million people had crossed the southwest border over the last 2 years, and Mayorkas responded by saying he is very focused on the security of our border. Johnson then cut in and said, "No, you're not. No, you're not. I don't want to listen to that." Johnson's call for Mayorkas to resign comes as Congress debates budget funding for agencies and as Republicans scrutinize the Biden administration's handling of the influx of migrants and security concerns at the border. Some conservatives on Capitol Hill have also pushed to impeach Mayorkas. During the hearing, Johnson listed data on migrant deaths at the border and asked Mayorkas how many girls are sex trafficked at the southern border. Mayorkas started to say identifying human trafficking and child exploitation was a priority for the department. But Johnson interrupted him and accused him of not having a clue about the number of people who are human trafficked or how many young girls are sex trafficked. Johnson then repeated the number of migrants who have crossed the border over the last 2 years and told Mayorkas he should resign. Mayorkas, when given a chance to respond, accused Johnson of mischaracterizing Homeland Security's border policies and said that the country's asylum and immigration systems are broken. "It is our continuing hope that Congress will reform a broken system," Mayorkas said. The exchange between Johnson and Mayorkas highlights the ongoing political divide over the handling of immigration policies and border security in the United States. As the country faces the ongoing challenge of managing the influx of migrants, it is essential for policymakers to work together to develop effective solutions that prioritize the safety and security of all individuals involved. Mayorkas remained composed throughout Johnson's questioning, maintaining that the department was doing everything it could to address the situation at the border. He highlighted the Biden administration's efforts to increase funding for border security and its commitment to working with Congress to reform the country's broken immigration system. However, Johnson's constant interruptions and accusations of mischaracterization made it difficult for Mayorkas to fully articulate the department's efforts. Subscribe for more content like this. Johnson's call for Mayorkas to resign is not the first from Republicans in Congress, as many have criticized the Biden administration's handling of the situation at the border. However, it remains to be seen whether Mayorkas will actually step down or face impeachment proceedings. The situation at the U.S. Mexico border has been a contentious issue for years, with both Republicans and Democrats struggling to find a solution. The influx of migrants, many of whom are fleeing violence and poverty in their home countries, has put a strain on resources and created a humanitarian crisis. At the same time, concerns about security and the spread of COVID-19 have made it difficult to address the situation effectively. Despite the challenges, it is clear that the situation at the border requires a comprehensive and compassionate approach. Rather than pointing fingers and engaging in political posturing, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle must work together to find a solution that prioritizes the safety and well-being of all those affected by the crisis. Mayorkas emphasized that the agency's approach was to work with the communities, with the governments of the countries from which the migrants are coming, to address the root causes. In response, Johnson continued to press Mayorkas for specific numbers and accused the department of not being transparent about the situation at the border. He went on to state that Mayorkas was not fulfilling his role as Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security and should resign. The exchange between the two highlighted the ongoing political tensions surrounding the issue of border security in the United States. The Biden administration has faced criticism from Republicans over its handling of the situation, with many calling for stricter policies to deter migration. Mayorkas, on the other hand, has defended the administration's approach as humane and has called for comprehensive immigration reform to address the root causes of migration. He has also emphasized the need for cooperation between the United States and other countries to tackle the issue. The debate over border security and immigration policy is likely to continue, with both sides holding firmly to their positions. However, what is clear is that the situation at the border remains a complex and pressing issue that requires careful attention and consideration. Johnson, who has been a vocal critic of the Biden administration's border policies, accused Mayorkas of not having a plan to address the surge of migrants at the border. The senator cited data on migrant deaths and sex trafficking at the border, claiming that the administration's policies have contributed to these issues. Mayorkas pushed back on Johnson's accusations, stating that the department is working tirelessly to address the root causes of migration and protect vulnerable individuals. He also emphasized the need for Congress to reform the country's broken asylum and immigration systems. The tense exchange between Johnson and Mayorkas highlights the ongoing political tensions surrounding the border crisis, with Republicans and Democrats divided on how to address the issue. While Republicans have criticized the Biden administration's approach, Democrats have argued that the root causes of migration must be addressed through diplomacy and foreign aid. The call for Mayorkas to resign is the latest example of the intense partisan divide in Congress, with Republicans and Democrats often clashing on issues ranging from immigration to infrastructure to taxes. As the country continues to grapple with the COVID-19 pandemic and other major challenges, the ability of lawmakers to work together and find common ground remains uncertain. Thanks for watching. Subscribe our channel for authenticity.